Podcast 224 going to be back here live for a special production day of a debate between myself, Mr. Trump, and AOC, aka Gia, for a segment called BMAX Roleplay Theater. The first segment ever on the podcast today, so let's start with we're going to each other, so we're going to start with each other first.
Alrighty, so the Supreme Court will decide Roe versus decision has been overturned. How do you suppose your supporters would feel about that, Mr. Trump?
Frankly, I think it's a great thing. It's a nice thing because, honestly, life is more important than death. And frankly, we look at it from this perspective. People like AOC, people like her, want to get rid of lives in the progressive wing. They want to, frankly, they want to get rid of babies as quickly as possible. She called babies, quote unquote, inconvenience for them. Frankly, she said, not me, she said, babies are a quote-unquote waste of my time.
Oh.
She said that to my supporters out loud at a rally recently. So that is something that should never have been said by anyone in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Your turn.
All right,
Your
well,
turn.
I agree that babies they're important. Life is important, but also I believe that you should have a choice whether you want to have that child.
Oh, really?
Because some people don't have the money. They can't support this child. And would you want to bring a child knowing that you're going to give them not a life that's not good?
Well, frankly, look, you did a good job of that question, but frankly, I think you're wrong on this. You're wrong on this one, okay? Because look, here's a problem. Here's a problem with people with progressives. Everything I've said the past few years, I've been twisted around like no one's believed. Think about it. Babies should live a full life, and abortion should not be considered illegal. That should be an illegal process. That process it's a rigged thing, and it should never be allowed to go through the process. It's not allowed. And frankly, when you look at what AOC said about these things, she called half the country, quote unquote, baby erasers. She called them that. Clearly, CNN last week, she called them, quote unquote, baby haters. And frankly, I never said it. She said it, not me. She said it, not me. So she said that. I said she did, but I never said it. She said it.
Yes.
So frankly, it wasn't me. So don't twist my words around. Okay. Next question.
Alrighty.
Next question.
So, Mr. Trump, you've said in the past that this country would be a much better track if you were running things. Can you make your case why you're better than Ms. Cortez?
Frankly, because I'm stronger and not weak like her. She's a weakling candidate, and nobody knows it better than me. Look. She's called AOC Bustley for a reason, because she has no God-given strength. All she produces is chaos and craziness and insaneness. And frankly, look, she said for years, President Trump was abusive to people, women. Frankly, that's not true. I never said that. And when she looks around and says, oh, we need to get rid of borders. No, building a wall is a better decision. And frankly, when you see what she's tweeted in the past few weeks about abortions and stuff, frankly, she's wrong. Everything she said is completely wrong. And I think it's a falsehood, what she said about people like me and my supporters. And frankly, she's not very smart in the eyes of most, can I say, high IQ people. The American people are more high IQ than my opponent is. Her IQ is a little bit low when it comes to issues of the day that Americans are facing. So, frankly, it's about being smart and strong, and her IQ doesn't really help her case. It's a very, very difficult situation with her because, first of all, she came up from New York as a bartender.
Yes.
But she cannot be president because, frankly, she's not very qualified for the job. Let's put it that way. Not qualified for the job.
All right.
Your turn.
All right.
To oppose that.
Mr. Trump, you brought up the wall situation. Now, I have a question about that.
Yes.
So what makes America so great, in my opinion, is the melting pot of how many communities and different types of people and the diversity of people. Right. Now, I think building a wall and taking away and the access from immigrants and people coming to America will kind of take away from the whole point of America.
So you wait. Excuse me. Hold on one second. So you want people coming with drugs across the border? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm not saying necessarily immigrants bring drugs. American people bring in drugs. You know,
Wait.
it's not just immigrants that are the issue.
Okay, so show me what. Okay, so show me what. All right, so who printed that? I want you to show me who printed that. Who printed that article? Who printed that?
All
article?
right, I will have to look it up because I'm not sure right at the second.
We're ready for that now, but anyway, we're ready for that on their plate. But anyway, we're ready for that now. Look, the problem with these people is this: we need our wall is almost done. If you just let me finish the wall quickly, very quickly and strongly, we're going to be a nice, prosperous nation. And frankly, the guy that you voted for years ago, everything I had, you destroyed. And I'm back to the front of the start here. So nobody asked for this guy to be in office. Nobody asked for this. Look, I spent a year in a phony witch hunt against my people, against my company. They spotted my campaign. You know that. You were involved in it. Look. You sent that guy to spy on my campaign for 8 years. And frankly, I think it's a breach of trust. So, next question. Go ahead.
Alrighty. This says, so it's a question for me, I guess. It
Yes.
says that I've said in the past that Mr. Trump supporters are awake of American time. Can I explain why I said that?
So misspelled. It's a waste of time.
A waste of
I
time.
get you. Okay.
Oh, Trump supporters are a waste of time.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, well,
It's okay.
I don't know why I said
All right.
that, honestly.
It's Oh, really? So you never said it to CNN? Because CNN has a clip of you saying it.
Oh,
CNN
okay, so
clips.
I'm caught up now.
They have a clip of CNN of you
All right,
saying
I
it.
guess I would say it because I feel like some Trump supporters, they're too much, like they don't listen to anything you're saying. And I get that from both sides. Like as a strong Democrat and a strong Republican, they won't listen to anybody's opinion but their own. And I think a lot of people need to sit there and you don't have to agree, but just to listen and see what the other side sees is a good thing to see. And I think a lot of Trump supporters are too hard-headed to look at the other things that are going on because it doesn't apply to them.
We're hard-headed, huh? So you think we would see the supporters Trump supporters hard-headed, huh? That's what you think about Trump supporters are hard-headed, huh? So
Yes, I could say that.
Really. So
Yes.
wait a minute. So basically, you're saying we're hard-headed. But what about your side of the wing of the progressiveness? I mean, you guys called for, abolishing the police. Look, we cannot get rid of the police people. The police forces are too valuable for us. And look, what happened 2 years ago with all these things, you get the election, all these things happen. That should never happen again. And frankly, it should never happen. And look, the only way I can say it is this. Her side of the party said, no more police. I never said it. She said it. And her side agrees with nothing with anything we said. Everything we've said, they don't agree with anything we've ever said about that. So don't tell me about disagreement and agreements. Okay? Yeah. Don't give me that disagreement. Give me a break with that. Okay. Next.
Alrighty.
Give me next.
Mr. Trump, you
Yes.
called the January 6th committee a witch hunt. How do you think you'd be better than Ms. Cortez if reelected?
Because I will not spy on an American like she did. She spied on Americans for years. So the FBI, using the FBI, the DOJ, and DHS. Look, that never should have happened in the first place. And they prosecute supporters of me. Nobody gets that. Look, AOC got money from a campaign. China gave her money. China funded her campaign with $8 million in her budget. She called China, quote unquote, a great country. She calls the United States, quote unquote, a poisonous nation. And nobody wants that from a progressive people. They want someone that's going to love Americans. And frankly, when I win this office again against AOC, she won't know where to hit her. So in January 6th, look, it's called the Unselect Committee. It's called the Unselect Committee. The Unselects, it's called. And it's a witch hunt against supporters of me and supporters of America. And frankly, it's time we said enough is enough of that. And AOC has said for years she wants to take us down, but you know what? She can't do that because you know what? Because she's too weak. No action, no talk. That's all she's. All talk, no action. That's all you are. Everything you say you're gonna do is I'm gonna take them down. No, you've done none of the AOC. And why is it that for years all you did is say things like you called this American nation. You called it a quote unquote poisonous nation. That's what you said it for 4 years. You said it. You came on said it for 8 years. You called it a nation of poison. And frankly, enough's enough of that. So, frankly, they've said to you, we don't want people in charge of this country. They want people like us in charge. We're stronger. We're more lethal. And frankly, we are more easy to deal with. So, frankly, it's enough. The unselect committee says they were trying to axe. That's what they are. So, next question.
Alrighty. Says,
Yes.
I've called America a waste of time.
Ooh.
How do I suppose Mr. Trump supporters receive that? Well, am I going first?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
well,
yes,
I obviously think they don't like that because they love America and they think America is the greatest thing on the planet,
they do.
which it's great to love your country, but they don't see the problems with the country. And I think that's where they wear their rose-colored glasses and they don't see the whole picture. They just see what they want to see.
List me the problems. List me the
All
problems.
the racism in America,
Okay,
the
so-
poverty in America.
All right. So explain what race. Explain to me what that means.
Well,
Explain what that
there's
means.
systemic racism.
Okay. Jeez. All right.
Yes, definitely. And I think a lot of white people, they don't care or see that because they don't deal with those problems. And they just like, oh, well, it's not happening to me, so I don't care.
Ooh,
Not my issue.
I like that. But look, but when they say it though, when she says that with her, with the way she says it, she says it with a venom.
Hmm.
She uses words like that. And that's not who we are. We're not like that. So, alrighty, go ahead next.
Alrighty.
Next question.
Alrighty. The final question.
Yes.
So, for me, will you expect the results of the 2024 election if not elected? So do I think I'm going to win?
No.
Oh, well, I accept them if I lose.
Yes.
I guess because you have to accept what is and what isn't. But Mr. Trump, you really didn't accept when you lost.
Well, look. Here's a problem with that. See, here's a problem with your thought. Okay. You're just gonna ban me out. You should be giving. Look, if we hadn't had what happened in the last election, what happened before, this time it'll be better because this time people are gonna be watching the polls, watching the count, the vote polls. They're gonna be watching the vote count, and I think it's gonna be better. They won't be able to steal it this time. Oh, I just said that you two didn't trigger me. That's okay. They won't be able to do what they did the last time. And frankly, it's look. Look for the results. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what the time. I'll keep you in suspense.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'm going to look at it that way.
All
And
right.
frankly, here's the thing too. If I win, and I think I will, we're going to have the committee called the Trump Committee, which will investigate the Sixth Committee. It'll be a committee to investigate the January 6th Committee. So, thank you guys for this debate. It's been a great time.
Thank you for having me.
You know, this was certainly fiery.
Mm-hmm.
I
It
like
was
that.
fun.
Thank you guys for 224. Again, this is podcast 226. Thank you guys for podcast 224. Then this is more for more fun details. Thanks, guys.
That was fun.
That was great.